Hello, back again to do another unboxing and review. Today we're going to be looking at this item from FlashFish. This is a 110 volt portable power station. Now I can tell you up here it says portable solar generator. Don't get confused, this is kind of like a lost in translation. It's very portable, which we'll get into later, but it isn't a solar generator. Yes, it can be used with solar panels, but it itself is not a solar generator. Alright, so that with out of the way, what is it really? Well, so what this is an item that you charge up. You can charge it up using your car, you can use the outlet at home, or again you could even use solar panels, and there's a particular type of solar panel that works best and all that. But anyways, there's three ways to charge it, and once it's charged, then you can take it wherever you go, camping, hiking, whatever. If you have a power outage, you can use it then of course too. And when that happens and you need power, you can get power out of here in the form of AC or DC. And we'll go through all the different ports. Anyway, so FlashFish does make other units that do similar, but this one is the smallest. So there are other bigger ones. Of course, you could probably use them for longer and whatnot, but this is the most portable, and so yeah, that part, portable, is correct. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the highlights I printed from the literature. And yes, this, by the way, FlashFish does have a website where you can go and pick up one for yourself. I believe it's FlashFish Tech, but if you just go ahead and throw FlashFish, one word, FlashFish, into your browser and search for it, you should probably end up at their site. Anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at these features and specs. So I'll just scroll this paper, press the camera here. Alright, so let's take a quick look around the packaging here. So if it's not coming here. Alright. There's one of the sides. The top does have this nice carry handle. The other side, same as the side before it. And then the back has some stuff written. Let me zoom in. Alright, so I'll just kind of pan the camera past these. You can pause the video if you want to stop and read each one of these. Okay, over here, talking about the safety protections. And read the user manual. Okay. Oh, what's this down here? No. Okay. Alright, so overall impressions of the packaging. As a box on a utility level, it works great. The handle's nice and sturdy. The cardboard is nice and thick. And it seems to be in there pretty nice and tight. There's a little rattle, but I think that sounds like the adapter, the plug-in adapter, kind of hitting the side of the box. But the main item, I don't feel that jostling in there. So yeah, again, it works well. As far as how it looks, it is not an eye catcher at all. You are the camera, so you are real close to this box right now. That's why you can probably see this outline of the item. But I can tell you that even at a reasonable distance away, especially like shopping in an aisle distance away, you're not going to see any of this probably. You might see portable and probably lithium, maybe this because it's dark, but you're not going to see any of that. So, I don't know. I think a full color picture up here would have been at least acceptable. This is kind of real bare bones. But then again, I knew what I was ordering anyway, so this might just be a means to get the item to me. And that, it did well. So, alright, moving on. Alright, so let's get to the unboxing here. It isn't sealed, but it does have this little folding clasp, closing it up. So I'll pull this open. Alright. Okay. That's how you can see the handle was secured inside. Has a little reinforcement here, so that's nice. Alright, now of course the item. Alright, so it looks like we might have a box of accessories on the right, and the item on the left there, sandwiched between these styrofoam brackets. So let's go ahead and slide out this this thing first. Actually, I might just tip it upside down here. Yeah, that's probably the better way of doing it. Okay. Alright, nothing's left in the box, so it's all here. Okay, so let's see what's in here first. Okay, so first we have our plug it into the wall charger. Notice the prongs. So this one is made for the US market. And there, this is what plugs into the unit. So that's how you charge it up. Now here's the other option to charge it up. So this end goes into the unit, and of course this goes into your cigarette lighter in your car, truck, or whatever. Alright, and it does have an LED there to show you that it's having power going through it. Okay, and then we have this. Oh. Okay, I think I know what this is. This is for DC out. So you plug this into the DC out port, and then you can run your gadgets that you would normally run in your car by plugging into the cigarette lighter, but now you can use them at your campsite or whatever in your tent. Okay, and then there was one more thing in the box, and here, well, this is interesting. Okay, so we have a metal ring, okay, with a little spring action there. So okay, you put it in, let that close, and this becomes your carrying handle. And this here is a kind of a, it almost feels more like a ribbon because it's smooth, but yeah, this is your strap, so your carrying strap. Alright, feels pretty strong. Okay, and what else do we have? We have the instruction manual. Alright, there you go, zoomed in a little bit. So here's the manual, or quick start guide. And what I noticed is that if you go to the back, it's in other languages. Okay, so right there, yeah, that is what, that looks like Japanese to me. But if you go to the front, it's in English. So there you are, you have pictures, some of the parameters that we kind of already went over, what's included. Okay, you get the idea. Oh, and make sure I showed you this. Hold on. There's your warranty card. Here's a QR code. Okay, now let's get to the main item. Alright, so take off these side protectors. And there it is. Comes in a nice bag. Okay, so it's a good size. You can hold it with one hand, as you see here. Somehow I thought it would be a tad bit. I thought it'd be a tad bit bigger, side to side and up and down, but a little thinner this way. But these proportions are also good. So yeah, it's okay. And yeah, let's look at some of the controls here. I'm assuming that's a fan. The back, yeah, that is an LED panel. Of course, we're going to test that out, but it looks like it's more of a LED panel with a diffuser. So this here is, I'm assuming, is a diffuser, as opposed to other units that have, like, you know, 3 LEDs or whatever, and they shine more like a flashlight. This seems to be more of like a lamp type setup. Up top, there's the, I assume by the icon, that's for the light right there. And there is your AC output. And again, this is the North America ready version, so you have that outlet 3-pronger with one of the slots taller than the other. But the farther the ones it has it here, let me just see if I can zoom it in so you can see it. There you go. So you get some of the specs written there right on the bottom, which is actually really handy should you lose the manual. Because, you know, no one ever loses their manual, right? Alright. I also wanted to point out the bottom has these cool feet, so it doesn't slip around on the table. And you can see they're kind of well textured, so they do have some grip to them. Okay, oh, and I forgot to show you this. So here's where you would attach this here, right? Open this up and then put it in there. But I suppose, since it is just one of these, you could attach whatever kind of lanyard you want, paracord, or you name it. So, okay. Alright, so quickly going through the manual, let's talk about the on power button here. Boop, right here. So to turn the screen on to see like how much battery you have left or whatever, you go ahead and you short press this button, so like a regular press. And if you don't do anything after that, 10 seconds, the screen will go off. Okay. If you after you do the first short press, if you do another short press, then it'll turn on your USB-A ports and your USB-C, and also your DC out, right? So yeah, you can use basically any of these ports here. Alright, then if you go ahead and long press for 3 seconds, this button here, it'll turn off the output, so then I guess it returns just the screen mode, and then you long press for 3 seconds more to turn off the unit altogether. Alright, so now let's talk about the AC power button. Oh, see, I just pushed this once and I got see that it shipped with 75% power. Alright, so cool. Alright, of course I'm going to still charge it, as you should. Anytime you get a brand new item, fully charge it up, especially these lithium-ion batteries. Alright, so AC power, in order to turn on the AC, short press this. It'll turn on the screen first. Then long press the AC power button for 3 seconds to turn on the AC power. And then if you long press for 3 seconds again, it turns off the AC power. Alright, and since we're talking about buttons and how to operate this thing, let's just cover this now. The light on top, LED light on-off buttons, this thing right here. Long press the LED button for 3 seconds to turn on the LED on the back. Short press the LED button to turn on the SOS mode, and short press again to turn off the LED light. Okay, so it's kind of like a flat tactical flashlight. Well, except you don't long press. Anyways, I'm getting distracted here. So yeah, long press to turn it on, then press one more time to change modes to the blink, blink, blink SOS stuff, and then press again to turn it off. Alright, okay. Alright, so first impressions, I'm actually liking it. I kind of like this chunky little box. It does feel pretty durable too. So, I mean, this does feel, I mean, it's plastic. There's no like metal frame or housing. That would be cool, but this plastic does feel pretty robust. It kind of feels like the same type of plastic you would get like in, you know, like a Ryobi drill or something. So it's that kind of feel, if that helps give you an idea. And yeah, as far as size, it's a really nice size. It's big enough that it feels like it could do something, but at the same time, it isn't overly big. Again, it's actually a little smaller than I first thought it would be. So yeah, so far I'm liking it. I haven't even turned it on yet, or actually powered it up. But speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and give it a good charge and bring it up to 100%, and then we'll take it. Alright, so I went ahead and charged it up to 100%. It's easy to charge. I used the wall charger, so one into the wall and the other into DC in, right there. And yeah, it even displays the current battery level on this display here. And I'm pretty sure it, if I recall correctly, it flashes the number, and then when it's fully charged, it just is 100%, and that number is steady. It doesn't flash. Also, this power light illuminates green, so you know it's doing something. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to test the integrated light on the back of this device. So right now, I have a little lamp over here lit, so that's just so the camera could actually focus on something when I hit record. But what I'm going to do is take away the lamp and go ahead and use the light on here. So I'm going to first see if I can just use the lamp without actually having to hit power first. So we'll see if the top button is like independent of the main device being on first. Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to start off by taking away the lamp. Okay, now turning on this by pushing and holding the top button, which is like the light button. Okay, so interesting, it turned itself on. Yeah, as you saw, it was off before, and now it's on. So you can, I guess, initiate everything from the top, at least as far as the light goes. Alright, so there we go. I won't point directly at the camera because that's just going to kind of overload the sensor. But to give you an idea there, you can kind of see from the side. It is bright, but it does use that diffuser, so it's not really a glare bright. Again, like a flashlight, but rather like a lamp, which makes sense because that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, now, there you go. Yes, it's bright. Okay, and it's that nice white color. Cool white as opposed to like that warm yellow. I'm not a fan of that. Anyway, so now let's go ahead and try the SOS. Again, to do that, once you're in this mode, you just go ahead and tap the button one time. Yeah. So it works. Quite bright too. And I tapped it one more time, and that turned off the light, but we're still in, I guess, screen on mode. And oh, there it goes. So now it's off. Okay, so now it's time to test out the device's ability to charge your smartphone on the go. So here I have the LG V20. I pulled this phone out for the reason that I know this has quick charge 3.0. So the device here says it uses quick charge protocol. So I thought this would be a good one to test it with. Now, also this program I have up here, you can see this is the name of the app. I recommend it. It's really helpful. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and see. Hook up the phone here, and then we'll see how this changes. Does it give us quick charge or just regular charge? We'll find out. Oh, and by the way, this is the original cable that came with the phone. So, LG OEM. Alright, so here we go. Turning on the device. Remember, 2 taps to get it, the ports up front to work. Alright, now, so you see it says 100% there. Going to connect it into the phone. Okay, beep beep. Measuring. Well, we know it's charging. Yeah, first line tells you that. Now let's see the rate of charge. Oh, right there, turbo. So yes, that's what this app interprets quick charge as. It calls it turbo, but therefore it is in fact working. So it isn't. Okay, sweet. All right, so let's start testing out the AC power on this device. So the first test will be getting this laptop charged, and so to do that, I do have my original equipment for charging the laptop. So this is what came with the Lenovo ThinkPad. Okay, so just to show you. All right, now let's go ahead and turn this on. To turn on the AC part of it, you first turn it on with that. Then to switch over to AC, push and hold the AC button for 3 seconds. The fan kicks on automatically, which is nice. Go ahead and plug this in here. And then this over here. Alright, now if I turn this on, we should be able to see this one. There you go. Yeah, the eye glows, so that's not coming up. That's what you're supposed to be seeing there. Okay, so it looks like we're loading here. Still, okay. Alright, so if we come over here, I'll probably have to zoom in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to zoom in. Hold on. Oh, wait, there you can see it. Alright, so you can see there in the bottom corner of the screen, that little symbol to the right, that is the symbol for this thing being charged using AC. So, and the counter is actually starting to go down, so we know it is actually pulling out some power. Alright, so here's a scenario. The power goes out. You do have your little flashlight here, but you don't want to use this all night long, and you want a regular lamp. So there you go. You grab the lamp off your desk, but of course that lamp takes being plugged in the wall, but the power's out. So what are you going to do? You're going to use your FlashFish. So here we go. Let's go ahead and start this up. Plugged in, and now we should have light. I'll turn off this little lamp, and now let's use the big desk lamp. Here we go. So it definitely can power the desk lamp. Alright, so here's another scenario. Let's say the power goes out, but it's really hot in your apartment, house, whatever. So you have your fan here, and I went and got this fan out because it's not just one of those simple desk fans. This is one of those air movers. So like it's meant to actually circulate air, like you can shoot it up a stairwell, you know, to get cool air up the stairs or whatever. You get the point. It moves big volumes of air. Alright, and this paper towel, by the way, is just so you can see that it's running. So, yeah, like a flag. Okay, now, let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing to run using, of course, FlashFish here. Alright, so, start this up. Alright, and to start it, hit this button here. There it goes. Now let's crank up the speed. It has another speed setting. Yeah, well, it's obvious it's working. Look at that go. Alright, so the plan was to do one more test, and that was to see if you could run a small space heater. So we did the fan to keep you cool. Now how about this to keep you warm? If the power goes out or whatever, you're camping, you need some heat right now, I thought this would be a good solution. So the one I picked was this small little space heater because if you look at it, it's, you know, they're about the same thickness, nearly the same height, and they should fit in a bag nice together, like so. But I did try it, and well, this did not work with this. So I went ahead and plugged it in. It looked like it was going to work. The light turned red for a short while, but then went out. I waited and I waited and I waited, but then I realized that the fan on the back of this here was not spinning, and then after minutes I put my hand in front and no heat. So, just to make sure that this wasn't in fact broken, I went ahead and connected it straight to the wall, and within a few seconds, I kid you not, this thing was already warm. So, yeah. Now, this is not a knock against this particular unit, because this unit never claimed to be able to power something like this. So, why am I telling you all this? Well, I wanted this to be kind of like a cautionary tale to let you know that just because your device has a plug that looks like this doesn't mean that this is going to automatically be able to run it. So why didn't this work? Alright, so you're now looking at the bottom of that small space heater, and you can see we have some ratings on here, and my guess as to why it was not able to get warm using the FlashFish model of power station I have is because of this right here, 200 watts. Yeah, so anyway, so if you want to power things like this, I would suggest you look at the larger models that FlashFish has to offer. Chances are good those will probably be able to do it. Check the specs, and now you know what you need spec-wise to power that, so go shopping. Alright, so I did one final test here off camera, and I was trying to see just approximately how much time or use could you get out of this while it's running in AC mode. And to test it, I went ahead and used the fan, that same fan you saw earlier. I had that fan set to its highest setting, and I just let it run for 30 minutes, again being powered off of this. And I went from 100% charge down to 71. Okay, so let's just call that 30 to keep things simple. So 30% gets you a half hour. So if you did that 3 times over, you would get an hour and a half worth of use, and you'd still have about 10% left to do whatever, charge your phone or top off your phone, I should probably say. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty impressive, especially considering just how small and light this is for that amount of power you do get. Alright, so before we get to the conclusion, I just need to go over a quick disclaimer, and that disclaimer is on my use of this item, namely how much I used it. And the answer to that is I used it just to do what you saw in this video. The only thing you didn't see on video was me letting this run for a half hour with the fan attached. That's it. Everything else you saw. So you'll have, again, I can't answer how rough you can be with this and have it still work, how many years it'll last you, if you're abusive of it, I don't know. It does seem to be pretty well made, but again, I haven't tested it, no torture tests were done here. So you'll have to factor that into your decision. Okay, so now let's get to the conclusion, and would I recommend this item? Yeah, that's simple. Of course, it's really compact. It's relatively light. I mean, for the power you get, it's actually quite light. And it does seem to be pretty well made. Again, I didn't torture test it, but from what I can feel, it doesn't, like, if I push here, this plastic doesn't bow in, you know, just simple things like that. So it does seem pretty well made. And I actually am liking this form factor. I did an earlier review on a power station similar to this, but different brand, different shape. And that one was shaped more like a football. And initially I kind of stayed away from these kind of chunky, blocky looking ones. But for this particular one, I actually think the blocky works pretty well. Probably because of these rounded corners, and it does have some details like these cuts up here that kind of break up the ho-hums, it's a rectangle or a cube or whatever look. So actually it's pretty cool. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to mention, I did try to do the heater test, remember, with the little space heater, and I did go to their site, and they do sell ones that would have the power to run that, and then some. So don't shy away from the brand because this particular model couldn't power a small space heater. They have a solution for you if you want to do that. Okay, so yeah, I think I might even buy more of these. Yeah.